listening to people who know good wrestling on the PWKGW Radio Network. And here is your host, Big Daddy C, Chris Kleitz, and Sean Miller.
Of New York, I would like to introduce you to the living legend, Mr. Bruno Sammartino.
On the part of Sammartino. Quick skills, no fancy maneuvers, but that comes from years of experience. And Sammartino holds the rope open for Zabisco. Oh, look out! Zabisco going to work on Sammartino. Zabisco sending Sammartino to the buckle. Down to the canvas. And Zabisco on the outside now. Zabisco has a chair. Larry Zabisco has a chair. Does the referee flying out? Zabisco swinging Sammartino, and he really let him have it. Oh, no.
And Bruno Sammartino, you are live on PWKGW Radio. How are you doing tonight, sir?
Wow. You just gave my history in wrestling there.
Yeah.
I thank you. That was impressive. I thank you very, very much. And I'm doing very well, thank you.
Thought it, represented your career in a whole. Of course, I could have spent hours, adding more stuff, but that got to the gist of it. That touched everything pretty much. And real quick, I just want to go into it. Bruno, you've touched so many people's lives, hearts. You've influenced today's upcoming and today's superstars. You're truly a real-life superhero. How do you feel? How do you feel about, how people look at you, as a real-life superhero?
Well, I'll be very, very honest with you. People always treated me so great throughout my whole career. I've always said, and I will say again, what success I've had in this business, I owe it all to the fans, because without their support, I would have never been there. I would have never become what they made me become. So I was always, extremely, extremely grateful. And as for right now, with everything that's happening, I've been very touched that after all these years, frankly, when I retired, I thought, a few years go by, people move on with their lives, and they find new interests, and they find new people to cheer for, and so forth. And I thought, and that was okay with me, because I had my career, and it was time to move on with the rest of my life. But what followed, with all the whenever I made an appearance, and the way people came out, and the wonderful things that they said to me, it always touched me very deeply, and I'm very grateful that the people, they never forgot me, and I appreciated that. They were always extremely kind to me, and to this day, anywhere and everywhere I go, people always tell me wonderful things, and again, what can I tell you? I'm very touched by it all.
Good. Well, let's without further ado, as promised, we are going to make this. We're going to make this very much about the fans here tonight, because the fans, Bruno, are what it's all about, and what helped you take your career and elevate it to the levels that it made it to, and what we understand, a large part of the reason why you're going to be going into this year's Hall of Fame. So, Chris, do we have anybody on hold?
Yes, we do. We have Ryan. Ryan, you're live with PWKGW and Bruno Sammartino. Go ahead with your question, buddy.
Yes, Bruno, I'd like to know what your favorite memory is of wrestling at the Cambria County War Memorial in Johnstown, Pennsylvania. I know you've wrestled there many a time.
What my greatest memory of wrestling in Johnstown, is that the question?
Yeah, the Cambria County War Memorial.
You know what? I always enjoyed going there. For one thing, it was a nice place, nice arena. I had some great opponents over there too. That I wrestled. I think I wrestled Waldo Von Erich there. I think I wrestled, who else? I think Crusher Lazowski many years ago and all that. But I enjoyed it most because it also meant, because Johnstown's only about 60 miles from Pittsburgh, I was traveling so much throughout those years that I was never home. And coming to places like Johnstown and other places nearby, like Steubenville, Ohio, or Altoona, it also meant that I was going to spend some time at home So I always looked forward to the opportunity of wrestling in those nearby towns, and the fans were always so gracious. They always received me so well, and I always enjoyed going there. It was great for me. Well, Madison Square Garden, I can't tell you how special that was to me, because when I would make my presence, after I'd leave the dressing room and I'd go under that underpass that they had, which leads you to the ring, those people would just erupt. The next thing I would hear is, Bruno, 20,000 people. And honestly, I never get used to that. I used to get goosebumps. And then when I went in the ring, and anybody who knows me, I was a fanatic about training and being in the best shape I could possibly be. But somehow those people even energized me more because of the way the kind of reaction they would display when I came into the ring. And I just wanted to give them whatever I had to give, I would give, because I wanted those people to leave that night and say, wow, that was great, or, that was a great night out, or really enjoyed that. That was my goal every night, because I felt that that's the least I could do. And as far as when I was out of the arena, in the streets, and whatever, people always came around. But you know what? I never resented it. I always appreciated and respected it, because they were always extremely kind, and they always meant well, and all they would ever want is to shake your hand, or maybe to pat you on the back, or to take a picture with you, or ask for your autograph. I never minded that. But yes, it was. I got an awful lot of that, but like I say, I can honestly say I never got angry about it or tired of it or anything, because I appreciated the way they felt about me, and I respected that.